You felt it too, haven't you? That strange ache when his name drifts into your mind, even when you're trying your hardest to forget. That quiet understanding that something never really ended. The angels lean in close to you now. They whisper, he thought he could leave. He thought he was free. But his soul still kneels at your altar. This isn't just longing. It's recognition. A remembrance of something ancient. His spirit remembers yours. At first, he believed that walking away meant closure. He followed the world's logic. New places, new faces, new routines. But at night, when silence shows no mercy, it's your laughter he hears resonating in the spaces no one else reaches. It's your name that his heart calls out in the invisible. And that, he never expected. The angels reveal to me, you were not an accident. You were sent. He was walking blindly through his life. You didn't just catch his eye, you opened his soul. That's why he resists. Because when a soul learns what true love looks like, it can never unsee it. And so, while he continues pretending, his inner world is reshaping itself around you. You were the divine interruption, the angels say. You came like a prayer being answered before it was even spoken. This connection was written long before either of you understood what love could destroy or heal. That's why no distance can silence it. No logic can undo it. For whom he foreknew, he also predestined. Romans 8 verse 29. He hasn't moved on. He's orbiting you. Still. He didn't mean to hurt you. But love, as it reaches deeper, touches wounds we forgot were there. The angels reveal that inside him lives a boy who is still afraid of being abandoned. A boy who was once made to feel that needing love was a sign of weakness. That vulnerability was dangerous. That showing his heart would only invite betrayal. So when he met you, and felt that undeniable pull, his soul rejoiced, but his body panicked. His mind raced. His patterns took over. And instead of moving closer, he backed away. Not because he didn't care, but because he cared too much. You see, your love doesn't just soothe, it exposes. She sees through me, his spirit whispers. And that frightens him more than he'll ever admit. Because when someone sees all of you, they hold the power to leave you shattered. The angels want you to know, this isn't about you not being enough. This is about him feeling unworthy of something real. That's why he avoids. Why he stays quiet. Why he sometimes disappears when the moment calls for closeness. He's not rejecting you. He's protecting the fragile parts of himself he never learned to share. But your presence is healing, even from afar. You're the mirror that doesn't mock. The calm in his chaos. That's why, despite every wall, he keeps returning in thought and energy. Why can't I forget her? He asks himself. And the answer, love, is simple, because your love didn't wound him. It revealed him. You've given so much of your light, so much of your heart. And even when it felt like no one noticed, heaven did. The angels say, she carries love like fire in her palms, but forgets her own hands need warmth too. This connection has pulled you into a storm of uncertainty. One moment, you feel seen, completely. The next, you're left in shadows. Waiting. Wondering. But hear this now, beloved. Your soul was not made to wait in doorways. You are not meant to shrink to fit someone else's fear. Yes, love heals. But only when it flows in both directions. The angels ask you gently, when was the last time you chose yourself? Not out of rebellion. Not out of pride. But out of sacred necessity. Because the truth is, love that costs your peace will never grow roots. You can love someone deeply and still choose not to abandon yourself in the process. He is in a process. But so are you. Let this be your time to return to the center of your own life. To care for the body that carries you. To listen to your breath. To drink water slowly. To say no without guilt. To stop explaining your tenderness. You don't have to prove your worth to be chosen. You already are. Even in her waiting, she shines, the angels whisper. But now it's time to shine for herself. Your presence unsettled him, but not because you were wrong. Because you were genuine. The angels say, she reflected what he buried. That's why he couldn't stay. That's why he can't let go. You see, love like yours doesn't just bring comfort. It brings clarity. It shows someone who they are beneath the masks. And some hearts aren't ready for that kind of truth. When he looked at you, he didn't just see beauty or kindness. He saw his own unlived potential. He saw what it meant to feel deeply, to care without calculating, to surrender, and that frightened him. You didn't say too much. You didn't ask too soon. You just stood there, glowing with everything he was afraid to feel. That's why you became unforgettable. The angels reveal, his silence is not emptiness. It's resistance. Not to you, but to what you awakened in him. He wants to be near you, and yet, being near you forces him to confront the parts of himself he's kept hidden. His shame. His dreams. His longing to be enough. And still, even in your absence, you remain his mirror. A reflection not of his failures, but of who he could be if he allowed love to lead. You did not break him. You broke the illusion that he was unbreakable. It began with a thought he couldn't shake. A dream. A memory that surfaced out of nowhere. And then another. The angels say, he is waking, not all at once but in echoes. He hears your name in songs he used to ignore. He feels your presence in rooms you've never entered. He remembers your gaze in moments he thought were forgotten. And something inside him stirs, a quiet trembling, like the first light before dawn. This isn't just nostalgia. It's awakening. He tried to outrun the bond, to silence the tenderness. But the spirit cannot unknow the truth. And your love, it planted seeds in his soul. Now they bloom. At first, he resented the pull. He thought it was weakness. But slowly, he is realizing that what he feels for you is not confusion. It is recognition. The angels show that he's begun to revisit old choices. Regrets whisper louder now. And though he may not admit it, his soul aches for the connection he once feared. Because he's starting to see you not as someone who disrupted his life, but as the one who revealed it. He still doesn't know what to do with all of it. But the fog is lifting. The questions are shifting. This is not the end. It's the beginning of remembrance. You feel it, don't you? That rhythm. That return. The way he circles back, then pulls away again. The angels whisper, it's not rejection. It's repetition. A loop he doesn't know how to break. He comes close when his heart softens, and retreats when fear takes hold. It's a dance between desire and defense. Between what he longs for and what he still doesn't believe he deserves. And you? You're caught in the tide, trying to hold onto something that won't hold still. But beloved, know this, his coming and going isn't about your worth. It's about his war. He wants to love you. But love demands presence. And presence requires wounds to be faced. Each time he withdraws, it's not because he stopped feeling. It's because the feelings are too loud, too deep, too dangerous, for someone who built walls to feel safe. Yet he returns. Because your energy is soothing. Because your soul feels like home. Because no one else has made him feel this seen, this shaken, this alive. The angels indicate that cycles repeat until the lesson is learned. And he is slowly understanding that running only postpones what's meant to be. So if he comes back, don't rush. Don't reach. Just stay. Grounded in your light. He isn't lost. He's finding his way back. There's a softness in you that breaks down his defenses. A presence that communicates without words, saying, you're safe here, even when you feel broken. The angels say, she doesn't force healing. She embodies it. This isn't about grand gestures or poetic declarations. It's in the way your energy wraps around his memories like a warm blanket. in the way your kindness remains, even after silence. He may never tell you how much you've healed him, but he feels it. When he's with you, something settles. The storm inside quiets. His breath deepens. For a man who spent his life bracing for pain, that stillness is foreign and terrifying. Because you didn't just offer love. You offered sanctuary. The kind of love that doesn't fix, but listens. That doesn't chase, but waits. That doesn't demand, but invites. He is not accustomed to that. The angels reveal, your love has touched parts of him that were long neglected. Wounds buried under pride. Hurts mistaken for strength. And slowly, without effort, you've awakened the boy he once was, the one who still believes in softness, in hope. Even now, from afar, he feels you. And it soothes him. Because true love doesn't need to shout. It resonates in the quietest parts of us, and starts to repair what we thought was beyond fix. It's not just about timing. It's divine choreography. The angels reveal, you are both being guided by unseen hands, led by a love that was written before your first breath. He doesn't know why you linger in his thoughts, why your memory won't fade like the others. But the heavens do. This is not a coincidence. This is sacred design. You came into his life not as a lesson, but as alignment, as a mirror, as a key. And though it feels like detours have stolen your chance, nothing was lost, only prepared. Because when love is written in heaven, time bends to honor it. The delays, the distance, the silence, were never punishment. They were preparation. To strip away illusions. To strengthen what is true. The angels show me, he is being guided through a season of surrender. Of shedding what no longer serves. Of seeing you not just with his eyes, but with his soul. He may not yet understand why he's being pulled toward you. Why dreams bring your face. Why songs carry your voice. But he will. For now, rest in this truth, you are not walking blind. You are being led. Protected. Orchestrated. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verse 6. This love is not random. It is rooted in eternity. He was taught to be strong, stone-faced, silent, self-reliant. But love, real love, makes statues weep. The angels whisper, he hides, not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels too much. There is a trembling in his spirit. A quiet plea to be held, not fixed. To be known without being asked to explain. You stir something in him he doesn't know how to name, only that it makes the world too bright, too loud, too open. He wants to come closer. But vulnerability feels like standing naked in the middle of a storm. No shield, no mask, no escape. You see his strength. But the angels show his wounds. Abandonment. Rejection. That moment he first learned love could leave without warning. And now, here you are. Gentle. Real. Steady. And that terrifies him. Not because you would harm him, but because your presence makes hiding impossible. With you, his armor rusts. His voice cracks. His heart starts to speak truths he long buried. The angels are with him in this battle. Guiding. Softening. Undoing the lies he believed about what love should cost. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18. He's beginning to believe. Slowly. Painfully. Beautifully. That maybe this time, love won't shatter him. Maybe it will save him. Not all endings are farewells. Some are beginnings wearing quiet faces. The angels say, what is meant for you does not need to be chased. Only welcomed. You've done enough. You've prayed. You've waited. You've held space where others might have let go. And now, a different peace arrives. Not because you stopped loving him, but because you started remembering yourself. The ache softens. Not because it disappears, but because your soul finally knows it was never yours to carry alone. He may come back. he may not. But either way, your worth remains untouched. Because love was never a transaction. It was a revelation. Of who you are. Of what you deserve. And you, beloved, deserve a love that stands still. That chooses you in the light and in the dark. That doesn't need to be explained, only recognized. The angels show me your heart, beating quieter now. Not because it's tired, but because it's wiser. Softer. Sacred. Let him find his way, if he's meant to. But don't wait in the cold. Step into your warmth. The one you built. The one that never left you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Now, breathe. You're exactly where you're meant to be.